Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Temple Beth Israel and Shabbat. As we enter Shabbat, take a moment to bless those who watch this service with you, those in your mind who you would reach out to after the service to share Shabbat. And now, those of you who light candles at home to welcome Shabbat, please welcome them. And please light them and remember. Shamor, to guard Shabbat. Zachor, to remember. And that is each of the candles, as you light them, you say Shamor and Zachor. And then you recite the blessing. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat. Heart's delight, source of mercy, draw your servant into your arms. I leap like a deer to stand in awe before you. Now we welcome Shabbat Bride. La 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 peace, O crown of your husband. Enter in gladness, enter in joy. Come to the people that keeps its faith. Enter, O bride, Boi Kala, Boi Kala. Now the Chatzi Kaddish, which divides our service, it takes the opening section and separates us as we get ready to enter fully into prayer. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah b'homad yivrach chilutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala, ba'agala, uvizman kariv, v'imiru, Amen. Yeheshmei Rabba mevarach, la'olam ulol me'almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitba'ar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, V'yet hadar, v'yet alev, v'yet alal, shemei d'kudesha, barichu. Le'elam in kol birchata v'shirata, tushbichata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma, v'emiru, Amen. Even if you're home alone, the Baruch Hu is the call to worship. And even if you respond in the yellow sections, sing loud. We read together, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakir kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom u'mevi layla, umavdil bein yom uvein layla, Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Yevod Malchuto Lamed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta baham b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'aderech uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam le'ot al yedecha v'hayu letotafot ben einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha lema'an tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Kifat Adonai et Yah Now we continue with Hatfilah, the Shemona Esrei, the 18 benedictions. Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Agiti Latecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasvadim Tovim, V'Koneh HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem, L'Ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav leHoshia, Mechakel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Zomech Novlim V'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayim Emunato, Lishenei Apar, Michamocha Ba'al Givurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmeach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Atala HaChayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah Kadosh v'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kdoshim b'chol Yom Yahalelucha Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You are holy, your name is holy. And those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. We continue in silence. Now we take a moment, as we do at every service, to offer our prayer of healing for those in need of healing, be it physical, spiritual, or emotional. Times are challenging for all of us, and many of us are in need. And so we take just a moment. Mishaberach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. Let us say Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha La'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with Refuah Shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, as together we all say Amen. And here we are at Temple. We have no idea, but we found it online, and it seemed like a good dream for us at Temple Beth El Israel to turn this into our new sanctuary. Over the next few weeks, we will probably be using different backgrounds of different synagogues around the world as we can find the pictures and maybe explain something about Judaism around the world. But in the meantime, we are with this synagogue, which right now has no name, but we will look. In the meantime, on our journey to this sanctuary, we have come to the last portion of Genesis, Vayechi, and it relates to two deaths. The death of Jacob, whose name is now Israel. Remember, Yisar El, for you wrestled with God, and reaches its final conclusion with the death at 110 years old of Joseph. In both cases, there is a clear understanding of their impending passing and clearly defined blessings prior to that passing. Well, what do I mean by clearly defined blessings? Each of them blesses their family, their children and their families in different ways, and as we go through it, you will see and hear how structured and organized are their lives at the coming of their end. What wish fulfillment! What a dream for each of us to offer a prescient vision, given the perfect combination of clear thinking and timing. I would assume it to be the perfect conclusion to a life well organized. On the other hand, it might simply be a demise in a movie, where most people get to organize their last thoughts before the bullet does its work and they pass in the arms of their loved one. But I wonder what we would say if we had the chance to organize our last words, a spoken legacy presented to those we love. There is a concept in Judaism of a living will, a vision of words to be looked at after we are gone by those we leave behind. It doesn't speak of our things, our property, our stuff. That's a legal will, and the attorneys can organize that for us, hopefully in appropriate time as well. But we're not talking about the stuff of our lives. A living will speaks of how we have lived, what we have learned through our trials, our tribulations, and our joys. Most importantly, it is written to share all of the above and more with those we can still motivate to live by a certain code of ethical moral designation, who we want them and hopefully they themselves choose to be. Over the years, I have often imagined what a living will would look like. Wishes for loved ones, a review of ethical lessons learned, perhaps specifics for children, siblings, a spouse. It's different than making New Year's Eve resolutions, which we're going to do this week in just a couple of days. Because you know as well as I do, most New Year's resolutions don't come to last through the week, no less the year. But a living will represents a vision for the future, as Jacob offers to his children as he blesses each of his 12 sons individually. The story talks of it. As Joseph does at 110 years old, when it is his turn to pass, and he blesses his children. Let us then, going forward this year, at the end of a year unfortunately unforgettable, no matter how hard we try, let us look forward to a new year with new visions, newly acquired strength, new answers to old questions, new resolve to what we stand for and what we believe. Let us remember we are children of Israel. Ye sar el, you wrestled with God, and you prevailed. Let us be children of God as well. And we are faced with challenges, we know that. But we can surpass our challenges. We can win. We can, as the story says, Ki sarita, for you wrestled with God. Vatuchal, and you achieved. You prevailed. Here's to a happy, healthy vision for going forward day by day in this coming year. May it be a good year for your family, for your children and your children's children. May it be a good year for your legacy with your family and your temple family. Together, all of our families can surf through the rough waters of COVID-19 and all of its challenges. My father, of blessed memory, in his own handwriting, used to tape a little saying on the dashboard of his car, and it moved from car to car to car to car to car to car. But the little phrase was 4 words, and it moved his life forward. And this too shall pass. 5 words. And this too shall pass. We ask for God's help and guidance and the strength to meet God's test. Shabbat Shalom. We now continue towards the end of our service as we turn to the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon ha'kol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kigoyei ha'aratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, Shalosan chelkeinu kahem, Vigor aleinu kecho hamonam, Va'anachnu korim, Umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei melech, Malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shahunot Hashemayim v'yosed Aretz, Umoshav Yekaro b'Shamayim mima'al, Ushchina duzo, B'gavhei miromim, Hu Eloheinu ein od, Emet Malkeinu epes ulato, Kakatu fitorato, V'yadatayom v'ashivota elivavecha, Ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, B'shamayim mima'al, Ve'al ha'aretz, Mitachat ein od. Ein od. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, Ushemo echad. We remember silently as we think of loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, as well as those who have departed in years past as we recognize their yard sites. We also remember those taken by the hands of the oppressor, including over 1.5 million children for whom we are responsible to recite Kaddish. Yet Gadal v'yet Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrach Chirutei v'yamlich Malchutei, B'chaye Echon u'v'yom Echon u'v'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'v'zman Kariv v'meru, Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevarach, Le'olam u'lalmei al-maya, Yet Barach v'yishtabach, V'yet Ba'ar v'yet Ramon v'yet Naseh, V'yet Adar v'yet Alev v'yet Halal Shemei Dikudsha B'richu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tush b'chata v'nechamata, Da'amiran ba'alma v'meru, Amen. Yehei Shalom Rabbah min Shemaya, V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'meru, Amen. Oseh Shalom v'mramav, Huya Aseh Shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'meru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. May God bless his house with love. seek a world of beauty. Give blessings, God, to all these today. Amen. Amen. May God bless this house with love. Bless this house. May God bless this house. May God bless your house. Shabbat Shalom, and have a happy New Year.